Hello there, Gia.
Hello, Keisha. Hello, yourself. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I had a great Sunday. You want to hear about it?
I would love to hear about your Sunday, or was it like an ice cream Sunday?
No, 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 no. Although I could have thrown ice cream in there, but no. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
I decided to have a self-indulgent Sunday.
Okay, why
So I
not?
kind of worked hard all week, and we worked on Saturday, and
Mm-hmm.
so so I took a break from good behavior, and I went
Mm-hmm.
grocery shopping, and I got ramen noodles and I got one of those big Foster's beers, one of those big cans,
Yeah.
and chocolate
Oh.
pudding. It was really kind of a random day. And and I still had watermelon. And I
Wait,
took
wait,
all
wait,
that
wait.
home.
Can you back up a little bit?
Yeah. To
Thank
what?
you.
The watermelon?
Well, I would just, if you could maybe give us a few words, a sentence about what inspired you to pick each of these items.
It was just random like stuff I don't let myself eat normally. That's
Like
all.
ramen.
I love ramen. Doesn't everybody love ramen noodles?
Well, my kid loves ramen, yes.
I
And
guess it's a childhood flavor, kind of a teenage flavor.
okay, okay. And all you have to do is really add the water and the flavor packet or
Yeah,
whatever. So,
3 minutes, 3 minutes. My tip is
mhm.
don't add as much of the flavor packet as they want you to.
Really, that surprises me, coming from someone who puts salt on their
I
watermelon.
know, but it's too much. It's just too
It's
much.
too much.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Maybe could you say a little bit about the chocolate pudding?
Um, just that was just a random, I didn't feel like ice cream, kind of a
Was
thing.
it so? Was it the kind you find in like the refrigerator, or
Yeah,
the
yeah, like
kind that's just?
yeah.
And did you have any sort of internal debate about what flavor you wanted, or was
No,
it always going to be
I like
chocolate?
chocolate. I'm a chocolate fan. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
These do sound like very childhood flavors, don't they? Other than the beer, but
Well, we
and
don't know.
the beer is a compromise because I was like, don't let yourself buy a six pack because, you know,
Okay. Yeah.
then you've got some left over and then you're drinking the next day and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that's a slippery slope, isn't it?
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
For me, so I
Uh-huh.
got one of those big ass Fosters, which are
Okay. Yeah.
that's like 2.5 beers or something. I don't know.
Mhm. Mhm.
Anyway, so I
So,
took my little feast home, and the old man,
oh,
he also wanted to indulge, but he was being more adult, and he made himself like a crock pot,
uh-huh.
something with pork and potatoes and onion, like a real meal.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay.
So anyway, took all that home, uh, fixed it all up, proceeded to watch two Planet of the Apes movies.
Okay.
Again, my choice. The old man was
Yeah.
looking at his
Yeah.
phone the whole time.
Uh-huh.
But I
Okay.
discovered that because I'd watched the recent Planet of the Apes,
Uh-huh.
like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, or whatever. Anyway, and they had all the Planet of the Apes movies up on Hulu, and I was like, oh, I thought I'd seen them all, but there were the fourth and fifth in the series from the
Uh-huh.
70s I had not seen.
Oh,
And
okay.
anyway, it was a delightful day.
Wow. It's
It was,
interesting
yeah,
how one person will define,
a delightful
indulging,
day.
themselves. Yeah. You want me to tell you how I indulged myself
Yeah, what was
yesterday?
your day off? Because you had probably had a hard week, and then what'd you do yesterday? You
I
ate
guess,
candy or something, probably.
well, sure. But in addition, this was the weekend where I have to make pies for a library fundraiser. I
Oh,
don't know if
okay.
you
So it was
remember
like,
last year, but
yeah,
I made like
I think we were there and you had a bunch of leftover stuff or
maybe
something.
because yeah, they were made. One of them had Cool Whip in it. So
Ooh.
this year, since I remembered how much I enjoyed Cool Whip, which is like nothing natural,
No, but
nobody,
that's what I mean. You have like an affection for these childhood flavors.
yeah, that are just plain
Yeah,
bad for you.
right.
So knowing that it was bad for me and that I only needed like maybe a cup and a half, I got two big containers of Cool Whip.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I also needed to make some like a chocolate ganache for one of the pies.
Hmm.
So of course I had extra of that. And then I had also bought a little like plant-based ice cream, which I got to tell you, that's the one thing that's good plant-based stuff.
It's so
Can't
funny.
go wrong, honestly. It's good. It's good, Gia.
Well,
I
I've
got some
tried a
mint
lot of those
chocolate
different
chip.
like soy ones or whatever. They're
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
oat milk and Ben and Jerry's make
Yeah.
some. So I did actually have a sundae with the ice cream,
Well,
the
that sounds
chocolate
delightful. We should
sauce,
probably
and
both
the
get
Cool
ourselves
Whip.
tested for diabetes today.
I know I could almost feel my
I know. By the end of
A1.
the night, I was like, "Alrighty, now I don't feel so great."
No, I know. And
But
then
I
an
was
hour
still
later,
kind of,
I was like, I could use another one of those.
oh God.
And then I found myself rehearsing for the Jardians commercial, which I will
Yep.
probably,
Sure.
get
Sure.
a part in one day if I continue
Yeah.
down this path.
Well, you do have the moves, but you know. Well, anyway, it was one day, and that this morning
Yeah.
back on track, went for my walk, all that good stuff.
Oh,
But
good for you. Good for you, Gia.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but
Anyway,
it's
it
and I watched golf instead of Planet of
instead
the
of
Apes
Planet of the
movies.
Apes,
Yeah.
those
Mhm.
movies are dark. We had a dark vision of the world in the 70s.
Hmm. Mhm. Mhm.
It was
Interesting, because it seems like it's only gotten darker in reality,
the actual world
hasn't
has
it?
gotten a little darker. Yeah.
Oh well.
Anyway,
Anywho,
in between there, we watched Hospital on Friday and
yeah,
Monday, didn't we? And
we did. And I would like to start off by asking you if you had any Sparkle Pony moments.
I most certainly did. Oh my gosh, because
Oh, okay.
well, today we got Brad back and Terry
I know.
reappeared.
I know. That was almost like somebody finally listened,
I know.
to.
I mean, the universe was. I don't usually believe in that kind of stuff, but I felt like the
Hmm.
universe was giving us a little
A
something
little,
something there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh. That
So
was exciting, wasn't
it
it?
wasn't a moment where I was sparkle ponying because of the acting or the writing or the. It was just the presence of Brad.
Hmm.
He's like the spice that was missing.
Yeah, and there were some funny lines between the two of them,
Oh
like when
yeah,
he would things he was
yeah,
saying to sort of like build himself up, and when
yeah,
Terry said, "I'm not sure that's the kind of flex you think it is,"
yeah. What was that? What does that mean? It was a phrase I'm not familiar with. The flex.
Yeah, it's
What
kind
is
of
that? Is
like
that
the
like
feather
job
in his
speak?
cap, sort of, and I can't remember what it was he said that he was.
Something. He was basically
Oh,
implying that he
he
was the
was really
best at.
good. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's why
like
people came to him
right.
to
Yeah,
tamper
because he
with
was good
things.
at the illegal stuff
Yeah,
he did. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like
But
the
yeah, so
muscle, sort of like flexing your muscle, kind of,
the flex. Okay, I was
Yeah,
like, it was an unfamiliar phrase, and that always catches
yeah,
my ear. And then I want to
yeah,
use it
yeah.
somehow, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you should.
I'll try it. I'll try it. And how about you? Did you have any sparkle pony, or what was your? Are we doing the rose and thorn? We haven't been effective at that.
No, we
Um,
haven't been as effective. I think your list works better for us.
maybe for
Uh,
us, yeah. Although
yeah,
the
for
rose and
us.
thorn would be like a nice English pub, wouldn't it?
It
The
would
rose and
be, and
thorn.
I bet there's got to be one somewhere, wouldn't you
There's probably
think?
one in every town. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say, and this is a tiny moment, but this was on Friday's episode. Sasha and Cody are back in the stables living room,
Yeah.
and he calls her Sash. I just
Oh
like
yeah, that
that,
was. I noticed that too. That was
you know.
nice. That was a
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, a
And he
casual.
pulled it off, I think.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that level of familiarity implies
Mhm.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I guess my next Sparkle Pony moment which really has to do with ponies, was Tracy and Violet,
Yeah.
like prancing in their matching equestrian
That's
ensembles.
pretty
It's
cute.
pretty
Yeah.
cute, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I like the little safety and comfort explanation. Although you'd be more comfortable in something less formal, wouldn't you? So I don't know if that holds any water.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure either, but I do think that whether it's a soap opera or real life, having a woman like Tracy surrounded by like these young people and making them sort of part of her life and her world is very enriching and energizing, I think, for her.
I think so too, and I think it was a genius move to pair her up with these various people. Just any
Yeah.
scene with her and an unexpected. It's like well, a long time ago we talked about hags, like women of a certain age, and that,
Yeah.
of course, if you weren't in on that conversation in year one or whatever, it's not meant to be a derogatory term, really. It's more
Right, right.
like women of a certain age having that wisdom to impart,
Mhm.
and life
Mhm.
experience and all that, and that's more
Mhm.
interesting to see her in those roles than to have like another romance or another, whatever,
Yeah,
just a
yeah. Uh-huh.
kind of
I agree.
standard storyline. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's I mean, maybe hospital has learned that in some cases there's plenty that's interesting beyond the romance storyline.
right beyond the usual soap tropes.
Right, and they need to learn that with Robert if they haven't by now, you know.
Yeah, where is he? We haven't
I
seen
don't
him.
know. I wonder if maybe he's got COVID or who knows, but
Maybe he and Marshall are off on an adventure somewhere or something.
maybe a caper or solving a
A
crime,
caper. I
doing a
saw
buddy movie.
a picture of Robert, which I don't know what year it would have been, 70s must have been, or maybe 80s, but it was him and a couple other, I can't remember what they big time actors,
Uh-huh.
and he had his
Mhm.
shirt unbuttoned down pretty much to the navel, and
Huh.
looking
Yeah.
looking kind of sexy. I hate to say
Sexy,
it.
huh?
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's I can see why they think they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll make him a love interest, and
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
for the people watching that remember the, heartthrob Robert, that probably
Yeah.
works for them. But I'm not one of those people, so I'm like, what are you doing to this guy? God.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I used to think he was cute when he was first on, but that was a long time ago. And
Yeah,
we've
I
both
mean,
gotten older.
he's not a bad looking guy or anything, but it's
Yeah.
just it becomes a little bit ludicrous when they have
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
storylines that are like, is this in any way, not that older people shouldn't have love interests or whatever, but they'd explore it with some realism. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And actually now he reminds me more of my dad's best friend Jerry, who's like
did you
95.
have like a thing for him or something? Is that what you're saying?
No. 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 He was always a nice guy though, good tennis player.
There's like a theme in your family stories with the
Everybody's
sex
measured on the
and
tennis
tennis.
court.
It's all the sexual tennis going on.
Uh, yeah,
I
I
picture your
guess.
family kind of like characters from some like John Updike novel or something. Is that how it felt? Did it feel that way?
Don't think so. It felt a little more like a Caddyshack kind of an energy,
I can see that as
you
well.
know.
Totally.
But the tennis place, the pool, the club that we went to wasn't
Oh, you
fancy
got
at
your
all.
wing. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Right. Our
No,
country
no.
club wasn't fancy. Is that what you
No, honestly, it really wasn't. It really, really
We were
wasn't.
very nice to our caddy.
There's no golf course. There's a pond right next to the pool that had snakes in it.
You're trying to save yourself from this narrative. Too late. Little Miss
I
Waspy
mean,
Wasp.
not that we weren't super lucky to even have that life. It was wonderful, wonderful. But
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. In
anyway,
spite of
yeah.
being
So.
in an Updike novel. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
Anywho, where were? Oh, I was gonna say, Gia. Speaking of like when we talked about hags, and I can't pinpoint the date, but I would like to mention that our very first episode was on August 29th, 2021. So
are
we're
you
we're
kidding
coming up
me?
on our 3rd year
Are you
anniversary.
kidding me? That's crazy.
I know,
I'm
I
still wondering if
know.
this is a good idea, you know?
I think we know the answer to that, but we do it anyway.
Well, wow, like pat ourselves on the back and seriously pat you listeners on the back cuz
Yeah, my
God
God. I
bless
mean,
you.
because we,
You put up with
yeah,
so much.
it's true. We've got some
Some
of
nice folks,
listeners.
yeah.
Yeah, honestly. Um, so it took a
Yeah,
while. It
yeah.
took a while to get there, but
And we're sort of stuck at like what 200 people or something. I don't
we
know.
get up to 300 usually, and there's
Oh,
this
do we good? That's good.
random episodes where we've done better than that, and I can't quite figure out what the secret was with those episodes.
Mm,
I'm
mm.
guessing we must have said slightly less stupid things.
Yeah, or more. I don't
or
know.
or more.
Yeah.
Oh, and also this is another fun thing to do, and then we'll get back to
Okay.
the
All right.
business of our current episodes. Occasionally, I think we should just review what countries are listening.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, because I haven't
okay,
looked in a long time. Yeah.
okay. So we always lead off with the United States. No big surprise there, or maybe it is. Then Canada, second place. Portugal.
Okay.
We have our lovely Portuguese resident who listens, and then Bahamas and the United Kingdom, Greece. Those are all tied: Bahamas, UK, and Greece. And then we have Switzerland and Poland are tied. Then France, then Jamaica,
Wow. All these
and
people
then
united through General Hospital.
yeah, and get this, the last two, Russia and the Virgin Islands.
And what about Area 51? Don't we have?
I know not anymore. Maybe that got sorted out,
Oh,
but I'm
wow.
thinking that Putin is back on with us because he's experienced some setbacks and he needs a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
comic relief.
That could
If
be.
you're
He's
listening,
trying to
Putin, just
he's trying to lose himself in fantasy. Yeah, if you're listening, Putin, just knock it off.
yeah,
Jeez.
knock it off. Put your shirt back on. Be a man and say, "I made a mistake. We're out."
Just go get yourself some ramen noodles and put on some Planet of
Some
the Apes
pudding.
and have a nice day.
Yeah, have a nice day just with yourself. Just enjoy yourself and
Sounded
you
that
know.
you're starting to sound a little dirty. I think you should stop.
Oh. Well,
Just quit while you're ahead.
yes, okay. Okay.
Well,
All right,
that's
anyway.
kind of an incredible list of countries, though, isn't it? And
It
all these
is, yeah.
people, we were assuming that they actually watched General Hospital, because if you didn't, we would probably be even more unbearable to listen to. Like,
Yeah.
that would be.
And I think probably, yeah, it kind of cuts both ways because if you do watch General Hospital, then you listen to us and we can't remember like crucial things, where we
Oh,
get
yeah,
something
that
wrong.
reminds me. I have a question that you probably can't
Mhm.
answer, but
You know.
I was trying to, and maybe we've already even discussed this, but why is Lulu in a coma?
Oh, hmm.
Was
Why
she
is
like the
Lulu in a coma?
boyfriend? She had a little teacher boyfriend who
Oh, yeah.
was she in
Yeah.
the bar that blew up? Was that what ended up putting her in the
Is
coma?
that
Or
why?
but I
Sheesh.
don't
How
think
do we
so. I don't
not
think
remember
so.
that?
So
I don't remember either. Gosh.
I
Gosh,
think
gee
she
whiz.
knew that he died. I kind of vaguely have a
Yeah.
vague memory of that.
I think that's right. Yeah.
So
Okay.
you don't know? Okay, well, I can Google it later. But I
Yeah.
just realized, like, and we got sort of I think what must be a red herring today about
Uh-huh.
Lulu, because we know from the real world that the Lulu character is returning, but we're being told that she's about to die or something, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, it was after that explosion. Killed
Oh, that
Dustin.
was the cause?
Yeah, she
Oh.
collapsed just before she was going to tell Dante her feelings for him.
Oh, yeah, she was breaking up with the little fella, the teacher
The little
fella, I think.
fella. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, so okay. You
All
were
right.
right
Well,
then, Gia. You've figured it out yourself.
oh my gosh, this is like a you were telling me I was right in our last episode as well, and
I
I
know.
sort
What's
of
different
floated
about
on
you?
hot air for a while with that. I don't know. Just being right. I'm not sure.
Is it the pudding? Is it
The
something that's
pudding. It's the pudding. I don't know.
so anyway, yeah, maybe she's gonna wake up looking completely different.
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
Okay, so did you refresh your memory on Friday? Because I have very little recollection of Friday.
Let's see. We had nuts. What do we have? We had a lot of Kristina talking about her version of events and things like that, and Molly was
Was
starting
that
to
when
have.
Molly visited and saw the pictures and
I
decided that it was all Christina's fault?
I think so, although that might have been the day before. I can't remember,
Mm.
but oh, one thing I wanted to ask you, does it strike you as odd that all of a sudden Jason is right back into his position as Sonny's right-hand man?
It doesn't strike me as odd, but it's a little boring. It's kind of like, oh, we just,
Yeah, it just seemed.
without really talking about it. I, I, I start to wonder, like, what is in any of this for Jason? I mean, is he's just a
Yeah,
glutton for punishment all the way around?
it's this loyalty. It's kind of a misplaced, misguided loyalty, I guess. But I thought he had sort of not evolved, but I thought he had sort of come to a place where he couldn't quite reconcile his
Yeah, and yeah,
past.
it's like business as usual, and even
Yeah,
with their facial expressions and their, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's
I
kind of
don't
like,
know.
oh, we couldn't do something different with these guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And now it seems like, well, I guess this would make it very awkward or impossible for Jason and Carly to become a thing. So that leaves the door open for her to pursue Brennan if that's what you want to happen.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't have to be anything serious. That could just be
No, that's true. That's true.
uh
But it
an
does seem like,
afternoon.
doesn't that sort of put an end to that possibility? So probably,
Why does that put an end to that possibility? Just because he
well,
would never like,
it's the bro code kind of thing, right?
yeah, I guess so. I mean, obviously
Think.
he's never going to go back with Carly, Sonny.
Yeah.
They
Right,
seem
right,
very, very,
right.
very done. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it wouldn't have been more interesting to have Jason, you know, having a conversation with Sonny about, like, kind of like wanting to see him through this rough patch where until he gets his meds back to, work,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but that I can't be your I
Uh-huh.
can't be your enforcer anymore.
Yeah,
I don't
something
know.
like that. Yeah, because it seemed like before there had been this sort of feeling like it was impossible for Jason to leave, right? It was something that could kind of never happen. Sort of, you know what I mean? Like it was sort of this.
You mean to leave Sonny's business?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because he knows too much. It would be too
right.
dangerous or
Yeah.
whatever. But it seemed like he had sort of achieved that.
Right. Not because he wanted to, but yeah,
Right.
it would just seem like Jason would come to the realization that he's a little more of his own man now, and to
Yeah,
kind
and
of
he
be
wants
like
to be, yeah, he wants to be an
the
example to his kids, and
yeah. And so it would have been more interesting to have him kind of declare that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm your, I'm always your friend, but I'm, need
Mm-hmm.
to carve out my own,
Yeah.
I don't know, something. But yeah, because it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh, a little time warp and we're back where we were. And
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
that's not very creative or interesting.
it's not. It's really not. If we could have seen
Mm.
him, even if he just like the coffee business or whatever, if he just,
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't know, but running out around cleaning up after Sonny and cleaning up after Carly, it's like, are we ever going to see Jason um,
Yeah.
assert his own
Mm-hmm.
personality and do anything
Mm-hmm.
of his own other than just shaking his head at what those two are doing and then going ahead and
Yeah.
cleaning up for him,
You're right, right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. And also, it was funny. Last, I guess Friday was the day that the pharmacist was in that room, which apparently was not locked. Like he could have just wandered out if he wanted to. And Scotty went and asked him
Oh
what
yeah.
snacks he
What
liked.
snacks do you want? Yeah. And he was like gonna get donuts and then he returns with a bag of not donuts. And that was mostly what bothered me about it. They're like, well, what did you get? You said donuts and coffee. And what is all that stuff? And
I know. I thought that was funny.
that was kind of a little bit funny, yeah. But I
Yeah.
feel like they're being a little sloppy with that whole
Totally
storyline
sloppy.
too.
Yeah. That was, I mean, in a way, maybe that's more realistic. I don't know, but
I guess, but and also like, why aren't they making the distinction each time? Like now, so Jason has told Sonny that it was Valentine,
yeah,
but he hasn't said so. Valentine initiated this, and then
right,
Ava found
right,
out, and Ava had you cut to nothing. Like I don't know. That
yeah,
seems like it should be part of it.
yeah. I definitely should be because who knew that? Oh, Anna, Carly had told Anna that Ava was part of it, and then Jason filled her in on how it started.
Right, yeah, but they seem to be, I don't know, painting it with a kind of a broad brush, and
Yeah, and the details are important here, I think.
I think so. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Ava's done enough that he wants to kill her anyway.
And
So maybe that doesn't
also
matter, I guess, but
when Kristina said, "So Ava's still alive," I was
yeah,
like,
I know.
"What? What's
Yeah,
going on?" You know,
Daddy, is Ava still alive? Yeah,
Daddy, I told you to kill her.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't know.
So
Was Friday also the big Cody Mac like
yeah,
reveal?
yeah,
Okay, so that was the big
hmm
happening on. Yeah,
yeah,
that was
yeah,
pretty sweet. I mean,
hmm
there was nothing elevated it beyond what I thought it would be, but
right.
it was sweet. It was
Yeah,
nice.
it was nice. It was I thought pretty nicely handled by everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and I think it was believable that Mac, was able to let go of whatever was
yeah. He just
in
needed a
his
little
way.
time to process.
Yeah,
If
and
and if Maxie and Felicia had left him alone, he could have just processed without everybody
hmm
shoving it down his throat for a while.
yeah,
Really had
yeah,
to react
uh-huh.
against that.
Right, right. That's true too. Yeah. So
But
that's
anyway, that
nice.
was kind of sweet. So it feels kind of like now Cody's settled.
Yeah.
Um,
hmm
so we can proceed with Cody storylines or whatever they may
hmm
be.
hmm
Cody
Yeah.
Sasha storylines, I
hmm
guess.
Yeah.
I
hmm
don't know.
Right.
Let's see what else. And then
Uh, well, Jagger is really. I there's so many lines where I feel like somebody's like saying, "Ah, fuck it, we're leaving anyway." So I'm just gonna, not be so careful with the words I put in these characters' mouths. Like when Jagger said to Kristina, "Okay, come on, get up."
oh
Like
yeah,
end of
right.
the,
I know, I
you
know.
know.
Yeah, they're turning him into just a total a-hole rather, I don't know. I get that he's driven and he's got his sights on Sonny and that's it, but
Yeah.
they're not making him seem very smart or
No.
I
No.
mean, I know likable isn't the right word for a guy like that, but they don't have to make him like evil, like
Right, right.
they can
Yeah,
make him
he's
a man who's been broken by his obsession without making him
mhm.
evil.
Mhm. That's true. Yeah.
And he's just seeming like such a jerk and kind of a doofus at the
Mhm. Yeah,
moment. Yeah.
right.
And it's a shame because his hair feathers so beautifully.
That's the real crime, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 I know,
I
Gia. I'm
mean, I still have
sorry.
Brennan, and so that's good, but
Yeah, I know. You liked having both of them.
yeah.
Mhm.
And we'll probably have more Dante here if the Lulu storyline is going to
Yeah,
happen. So
that's
that's going to
true.
be big
Mhm.
for him and Sam,
Mhm.
I'm guessing. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
but I
that's
guess yeah, a whole lot of today was Christina in the wheelchair and
mhm. Oh, and we also had plenty of like TJ and Molly and
oh God, right, yeah.
yeah, well what did you think about like when Molly was talking to Jordan and
I was
Molly's basically sort of building the case against Christina
I was
in a
literally
way.
seeing like a cartoon illustration of Molly chucking Christina under a bus.
Yeah, yeah. Right. And if she and it looked like she was gonna sort of have the same conversation with TJ
Yeah,
or
which will get him all fired up. That'll
yeah,
ram
yeah.
that stick a little higher up his butt. Like
Yeah, yeah.
those
And
two.
that
Oh my gosh! Like, go ahead and take a hike, you two. Like the, ugh,
mhm, I
and it's hard
know.
to like. You'd think you'd have nothing but sympathy for this couple that has just lost their baby, and
Yeah,
they are inspiring real negative feelings in me, which is
yeah.
again probably just a reflection of what a jerk I am. But I don't know. I got thinking about like I'm always puzzled by the sister relationship, any
Mhm,
sisters, because I don't have
mhm.
one. Like, I guess
Yeah.
you're kind of a sister, but we don't. We're more like frenemies or something. I don't know.
Or more like brothers.
Yeah, I guess we're a little more like brothers. It's like when you see some post on Facebook about like a cat that was raised with pit bulls and stands,
Uh-huh.
like a pit bull or whatever. Like, because
Yeah.
we were like raised with all boys all around us, so we don't
Mhm.
know. And
Mhm.
so the sister relationship puzzles me, and I was thinking about my mom only had she had one sister, and that was it.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about like when they were lying there in Florida when we're on vacation and they were lying out on the hot tarmac with their baby oil and iodine and just frying themselves on my grandmother's
Uh-huh.
driveway, and all us kids were running around and they were just wanting us to go away so they could enjoy like
Uh-huh.
like I don't know, it'd be so weird to have somebody next to you that was like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'd think it would
Hmm.
be a really tight, special bond. And
Mhm.
don't you think it seems like that for a lot of women? Like that it's like,
Yes, yes. But yeah, there are also, I guess, these like siblings who don't have much in common, and also these guys, they've all got different fathers. So,
that's true. That's true. They're half sisters. That's true. But
yeah.
I just think it seems so cruel to turn on your own sister like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could be turning on a brother, because they're like aliens.
Well, I have to say,
I'm
uh,
just kidding if any of our brothers are listening, but it's highly unlikely.
oh. Do you feel though at all in agreement with Molly and TJ when they say
No,
that not
you
it,
don't even, whatever you're going to say.
that Christina, why did she have to go confront Ava? Does that make you
Um,
feel like at all like she's brought this danger closer to herself? I mean, I don't know. I don't
Hindsight
know.
is always 2020. I mean, you'd think going and speaking to somebody would not
Right,
be a
right.
dangerous activity.
Right. She had no
Um,
intention of hurting Ava,
right. I
and
mean, if it were up to TJ, she would have just sat somewhere, in a
yeah,
jail cell and not, not let
yeah,
her blood pressure ever rise, or,
right. Yep. Mhm.
but I don't think you can say Kristina could have foreseen danger in that.
No, that's true. That's true. And it could have happened that she had run into Ava anywhere, and confronted her.
Right, right. I mean,
Um,
I guess I see a little more traction in the you need to stay away from Sonny
yeah.
idea, because
Uh-huh.
Sonny is a mobster, and so you could say, well,
Mhm.
being around him is actually physically dangerous to people.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
but I mean, I didn't agree with if you chose her for your surrogate, you should have,
Mhm.
and you wanted that to be a rule, that should have been laid out beforehand, so she could have considered that um,
Yeah.
before she opted to say yes.
Right.
Um, but I don't think you could say, "Oh, you can't talk to this person." Like that wouldn't have been
Mhm.
a dangerous.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Did you? Do why do you have sympathy for that? For that?
No, I can just see from their point of view thinking if and
Oh,
that's what.
you cut out for just a
Oh, I'm
second there.
sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, oh my internet got a little weak for a second there. Sorry about that. But I don't know if you heard me. They're thinking that, if she hadn't gone there, none of this would have happened.
Right, right. But that's that sort of magical backwards thinking where,
Yeah, yeah.
like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Right. Right. And Alexis doesn't seem to feel that way, which is good.
No, once again, like Alexis is back to being the good mother where she like
Yeah.
totally backs her daughters, and
Mhm. Mhm.
but yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Molly is like, if there's an opportunity for Molly to think the worst of Kristina, she will.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like when she was describing her to Jordan, I guess that was she was talking to Jordan, like
Yeah.
everything she said was negative, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was awful, and I thought,
Yeah.
wow. I
Yeah.
I guess I have this idealized version of in my mind of what it would be like to have a sister, and it's like, ugh. Well, I'm glad
Yeah,
I
and even when
didn't
she
have
was
Molly
talking
for
to
a sister.
Alexis, she was like, talking
Yeah.
about how Chris, and it's like, seriously, that just seems, yeah, this is like, this writing seems so sort of extreme, like nobody's pulling any punches.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't like that. I thought Jordan looked fabulous, so
Yeah.
put
And
that out
again,
there.
I wish like they could give, I don't know, because I didn't really like Jordan in that position. She just seems a little too icy or something. Like you're not seeing somebody who's
Yeah, and I don't
capable of
like she
laughing
was
or
she was laying a guilt trip on Molly. Here's where I did have sympathy for Molly. Laying a guilt trip
yeah.
on Molly about how, why weren't you there when we were taking apart
Yeah, yeah.
the nurse? Like, nobody's saying
Mhm.
like, Molly, I feel like we're failing you. What do you need in your grief?
Yeah, yeah,
What
that
what do you
right,
need? I want to support you. It's
right.
all like, when
Mhm.
TJ, the man baby, is not getting what he wants out of you right now.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It it just seems a little cruel, of
Mhm.
her mother-in-law to, you know, I don't know. It's like, obviously Molly is devastated as well, and
Right.
obviously whatever it is that TJ needs is not the same thing as what Molly needs, and maybe
Right.
somebody should be going, gosh, Molly's not handling this well. What can we do for her?
Yeah,
Rather
and
than,
really Stella's the one who came closest to really sort of acknowledging that both of them,
yeah, yeah,
need
right.
need different things. She was
Yeah.
she did a good job, I thought, articulating the
Yeah,
situation.
I wish she worked in any of the medical facilities that I've been around, because I feel like
Yeah. Yeah, you could use her as your advocate, couldn't you?
She would have been a yeah. She kind of reminds me. I did have a good like contact when my dad was in the process of dying. The
Hmm.
woman that we talked to initially about hospice
Uh-huh.
was super cool, and
Hmm.
you know, you felt like there was nothing you could say that was going to be wrong or whatever. You know, she
Yeah,
just was.
yeah.
You have to be a
Uh-huh.
special person to do stuff like that. You know,
Yeah, definitely. Hmm.
but
Yeah.
she actually kind of like gave us what we needed in that moment and was
Hmm.
she didn't
Hmm.
bring me any beer, but other than that, I did bring the idea up, and
Yeah. Nothing happened.
she thought it was a good idea, but she didn't make it happen.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
But anyway, I believe Stella in that role. I believe like
Yeah,
whoever's
I do
writing
too.
those lines, maybe Stella's writing them herself.
Maybe, yeah, yeah. You sort of get the feeling they are sort of,
I
deciding what
felt
they
like
really want to
I felt
say.
like Scotty came up with the snack idea on his
I
own.
do too. Because usually you don't get that conversation in like a hostage situation,
Yeah, snack you need. And what is the pharmacist's name again? It's
His name is Clement
Clement.
Moore.
Is it Clement or Clements?
Yeah, Clement.
Clement with a T.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Clement Moore.
Yeah, it is funny that they
Super
were all
funny.
calling him Clement in the show.
Yeah. So Clement let us down, or Clement. That was weird. I have to wonder if like that actor is like buddies with all of them or something, or you
Yeah.
know, because he.
Oh,
What?
that reminded me. The contest winner at the police station, the
Oh my
sergeant.
God. Yeah. Well, I think we've seen him before, but he really got some
Yeah.
time today. I was
Yeah,
like,
he made the
dude.
most of it. I can't even
Yeah.
remember what his line was. Oh,
I don't know, but I felt like he just
Jason
fresh.
is waiting here patiently for you.
Yeah. He looked like
And
he just freshly dyed his hair to a unnaturally dark, unnaturally dark shade for a man of his age. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
no, no, of course not. I sort of liked his spirit, though. I was like, "You go for it, fella."
Do you think that he and Clement like sit at the same table at lunch?
At lunch, yeah. Nobody else would eat with them.
Do you think it's like a sort of dorm experience or like a college cafeteria kind of like,
Um,
or do
I
they all
think
just go back to their little dressing rooms in between or?
I think they have, if other TV shows are any indication, I think they have like sort of like a table set up with all the stuff, like a kind of a casual buffet kind of thing where they can grab
Okay, yeah.
stuff. I'm not sure, but I don't think they all get to sit down at the same time and eat
No, oh,
together.
I like to think they're a big family and they really enjoy each other.
Well, I think yeah, they must because they spend so much time together.
Yeah,
But
but you realize
mm,
later, like, oh, some of them don't really cross paths if they
yeah,
just aren't in the same
yeah,
orbit, you know?
that's right. Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, speaking
Yeah.
of family, did you see that they arrested some people in Johnny
Yeah, and
Waxer's case?
yeah,
That's
I
good.
did see that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
wonder how they cracked that case.
I don't know, but I'm glad for his family's sake anyway that
Yeah. Yeah.
give him a little closure. But
Mhm. Yeah.
18-year olds,
Yeah,
that's
I
sad
figured
in
they had
itself.
to be kids because
Oh,
why
God.
else would you do something so stupid?
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, sad.
Yeah, very sad.
Did we have any other big moments to discuss? We're anxiously awaiting the Lulu reveal.
Yeah,
That'll be
and since
fun.
Dante said, he still loves her, right, to Laura or
Yeah,
something like that.
do you think we're gonna set up for a big love
Well,
triangle with Sam and Dante and Lulu or something?
well, I think it's going to test that relationship probably.
Right, because what if we get Lulu with, a memory of still being married to Dante or something, or,
Ooh, yeah, yeah, because
they
we
could have
want
to do
her.
that. We don't want to upset her too much, so we're gonna we need you to like pretend you're still married, and Sam will have to graciously step aside for a while, and
That
because
does
Lulu will
sound
be
like
too
exactly
fragile,
what they would do.
doesn't it? They could do
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
Sam will have to be understanding for a
Oh,
while, and
oh, that'd be funny.
but they'll really
Yeah,
fall back in love and blah blah
yeah.
blah.
And then
And
maybe like Lulu was faking it all along. She just wanted to be back
she
together
was
with
just
Dante.
she was just tired. Oh, not faking the coma.
Oh no, not.
I'm just tired.
I just needed some time alone. You all were driving me fucking nuts.
I'm still racking my brain to think if I know anybody that's been in a coma, and I don't think. I mean, comas aren't funny. I'm not sure why we're laughing so hard.
Just start going through your list of friends and call them.
Who's in a coma?
Were you ever in a coma? Nope. Click.
See, I could go to that high school reunion and see if any of those people have been in a
Yeah,
coma.
just get up on stage. I just have one question. Show of hands
I
who's been in a coma.
so speaking of high school, I saw a meme that made me laugh today, and it's really not funny, but it's like there's this person like sprawled out in a cornfield, and it said something about like cheers to all the people that ever told their parents they were at a sleepover, but they were actually suffering alcohol poisoning in a cornfield overnight or something like that. It wasn't worded
Yeah.
quite that clumsily, but I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
Even I, dorky kid that I was, did the old like I'm gonna be at a sleepover,
Yeah.
when that was not
Uh,
where I was at all.
oh, poor parents, gosh.
Oh, high school. I know, I know.
Yeah. Mm.
One time I was passed out. I won't go on with a bunch of stories, but we lived next door to I've probably told you this story. We lived next door to a neighborhood pool and clubhouse, and I was like
Uh-huh.
passed out. I'd been to a neighborhood party,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
made it almost all the way home, and was passed out on the like steps of that clubhouse, and woke up, still dark out, but almost
Uh-huh.
dawn, and got into my bed in just the snicker of time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because your dad would get up early, right? He was
Yeah,
around?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We get up early and start looking at that marker board to see what chores we were gonna do.
Oh man. Wow.
And he
Oh,
had to secretly know, watching my brothers and I turn 8 shades of
uh-huh.
green while we were out there
Yeah,
like
yeah.
picking up sticks in the yard or whatever the hell he made us
Uh-huh.
do. I swear, if there wasn't something that actually needed doing, he would just make shit up.
Make stuff up. Yeah.
Like pick up sticks in the yard. Did your dad do
Wow.
that?
No,
You didn't
he
have a chore
tried to.
bowl?
No, no. He
No.
tried to get my brothers to take the garbage out. Um, and also mow the lawn. But I
Yeah.
was, as the only girl, somehow I didn't have to worry about those things.
I so wanted to mow the lawn and was not allowed
Really?
to. I was pissed off. I
Yeah.
was like, why? Didn't make any sense. But anyway.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and the gender specific things that we had to do really pissed me off too.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't, I hope I made them think a little bit.
Like they probably like, why didn't we stop at two?
That one night, that margarita, why? Uh, no, but I mean, I remember protesting, because I would get the chores, table clearing and table setting, gender specific
Uh-huh.
things. And they got the fun stuff, like starting up the tractor and mowing and
Uh-huh.
things like.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think they
Yeah.
ever really had a good answer for why I had to do those things, but
No. No.
no. But that's what I mean. It's like I hope I made them,
Yeah.
like think a little bit, like she's this girl's like a little Billie Jean King. God, she won't shut up.
I know that's more like, how are we going to get her married off?
She's being very difficult.
We're going to have to throw in a car or something.
I know, and what I succeeded in doing was not being good at anything really, because
Same. Yeah, I do kind of wish I was more comfortable with things like tractors, you know?
yeah, I know. I mean, my husband is like just like he can take like he has the knowledge to take stuff apart and figure it
Yeah,
out, and I'm like I
yeah.
could
Mhm.
never even with instructions. He understands how
Yeah.
stuff works, but
Mhm. Yeah.
anyway, good thing I found him. Do we have anything else hospital related in the least?
Um, I I guess not, but I think we can safely say we have some sort of interesting things that are in motion, and
Cooking,
like the
yeah,
Brad
yeah,
coming back thing, that's pretty big because
yeah.
we
I
didn't think
know.
we'd ever see him again because of the whole Selena Wu part of his life. But I don't know if that means they're just like gonna write off that chapter or if she's gonna come back. I don't know.
I don't know. Isn't it weird? And I mean, it was great to see Terry too. If they give her a
Yeah,
little time,
yeah,
it would be
yeah.
awesome. I mean, obviously, she's working at the hospital five
Right.
days a week. I don't know why we don't see her walking by, but
Exactly. And maybe they'll get back to more hospital related
I know you
storylines.
sound like a lot of people online. Like I remember when this show used to be.
It's in the title.
It's a medical drama. Yeah. No, I
Uh,
agree. I agree. But anyway. So yeah,
anyway,
so that was a totally did not see that coming. And isn't it
yeah.
weird how they frequently leak stuff so we get all wound
Yeah.
about it. And
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about Brad.
No, and a lot of stuff they leak turns out to be just lies. But yeah, the
Right.
Brad thing
Yeah.
was a complete surprise. So that was
Yeah.
fun.
Yes, yeah, that was a fun surprise, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we've got some other surprise. Did you see the scenes?
A little bit.
Like, didn't Laura open a door and say, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, yeah. And I was trying to guess who would that be?
Yeah, what would you I was thinking Valentine, maybe?
Oh, well, huh. Maybe. She seemed like it was somebody or like Cyrus. I don't know.
She seemed a little
No.
angry. There was a
Yeah,
little bit of
she
edge in
did.
her.
Would
Yeah.
she be angry at either of those? Although sometimes
Cyrus,
they do
yeah,
that.
she would be. She was always angry at Cyrus, yeah.
So we'll see. That'll be an interesting
Yeah.
reveal for us, I
Yeah.
guess. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, this was fun as
Yeah.
usual, and
Mm-hmm.
keep those cards and letters coming. And we'll
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget you're supposed to watch every day and don't store them up because Thursday we got to plug early,
Okay, we
remember?
got a plugger. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha, Gia.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. All
All
right. Well,
right.
you have a lovely evening.
You too. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Okay. Bye, everybody.